Hello, beautiful kings and queens. How you living? How you feeling? We finna put this little hood on. The sun is bright. It's a great day outside. But damn, hopefully you can hear me. I totally forgot to hold the mic. Okay, so boom. How you living? How you feeling? Welcome back to another TatyTedTalk. Today we're gonna be kind of walking and talking and doing and bullying. But on the bot. I got Richard in the op. I'm gonna put this shit with his shit or whatever. Got the whole section. Talk to him and I gonna talk it all right. So I think I'm gonna find a spot to chat it up at because low key there be mad people over here and I be losing focus kind of fast. Not going yeah. And oh well, we're gonna have to walk a little bit before we get to my little spot. But today we're gonna be talking about release and just basically not just basically. Let's just dive into it. So when it came down to me releasing said trauma that I've been through, my biggest thing that was a need for me to digest was the simple fact that I am no longer my trauma. And I know I've dabbled on it before, but I had a nice little read today and the message was just speaking on how basically you that was a part of your story, but like now you're at a whole different point in your life to where that no longer is the foundation to your story. Like especially as you continue to heal, as you continue to ascend into your higher self, oftentimes we hold on to the past because that's what we know. Like we know for sure we conquered that. We know for sure we've been through that trauma and we completed the mission when it came to that. Like we've already went through it. So especially something that's so heartfelt for me, that was like a big ass spot in my life. Like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, like my trauma, that shit took a long time for me to detach from. So of course, as soon as like I did finally separate myself from it or like try to heal from it and shit, I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to tell everybody like, like I went through hella shit to get to this point, da da da. Basically, in a sense of like proving myself, like, nah, like I didn't deserve to go through that shit and da da da. But oftentimes, and I always say, people only repeat what they feel hasn't been heard. You feel me? Like I just be eating sometimes, y'all. I just gotta take a pause every time I say some real shit. So yeah, like I had to digest that. Even with my stubbornness, like people aren't gonna keep telling me the same shit either. Some people will. I ain't gonna lie. Use your discernment when it comes down to that. But some people definitely will tell you things just to say it, just to say it. Like I said, but most times people aren't gonna repeat if they've already felt heard from it, if they feel like it's been talked about, if they feel like it's been acknowledged. That's the word I'm looking for. Boom. But I didn't feel like I had the amount of acknowledgement that I deserved, and that held a big stopping or pausing point. No stop, nigga, no stop. But pausing point in my life because of the simple fact that I don't know, like I was so fixated on the healing part of it or just the potential of what I could heal or just I don't know, like I just had to keep saying like nah, like I've been through this shit, like I didn't deserve it. And partial of it was because there was mad people around that acted as though what I went through was normal solely because of like or say I mean I ain't finna sugarcoat like that family shit. Like oftentimes it started at the family. So hold on y'all. Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that. But now I can set your young niggas up. How you live? How you feeling? But fuck. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just honestly, once I hit that point of no longer realizing like, okay, like I did conquer my trauma, I did heal from it, I did X, Y, and Z. Now, how am I going to alchemize it? Like, how am I going to release it now? Because I done felt all the damn emotions. I done felt it to the highest potential of feeling it. What next? Like that what next always had me in limbo. But the next part was releasing. Releasing it. After you done felt it, after you done completed the mission, release it now. Let it go. Don't continue to allow that to hold weight over your life. Don't continue to allow it to control parts of your life by latching it onto your story, is basically what I'm saying. The words just be coming to me, y'all. I'm telling you, like I don't be thinking about necessarily what I'm finna say. It just I talk about a topic, and then where my mind wants to go, that shit is how it is. So bear with me when niggas be chopping the love to get into my groove. But yeah, like I do even now. Like yeah, I touch base on it because nigga, that don't mean like don't talk about it. Like it don't mean that after a certain point you can't um have conversations about your trauma. If anything, it just means that you can have conversations without it taking a toll on you because you're speaking from a observer view now instead of a person who was in the trauma or a person who's still affected by the trauma. Because that's really the only time that shit is gonna affect us if we, or not even that, but our brain doesn't know that we are talking about something in the past. That's why past and future are just concepts of time. When the reality is the only moment that matters is the present. Because we can reminisce all day long, we can think about the future all day long, but the only thing that we can control is the main second that we're in. So fixating on past or future or said future is only going to self sabotage yourself and hurt yourself by feeling like you're not doing enough or feeling like you should be at a certain point or feeling like you didn't do enough or feeling like you shoulda, coulda, woulda in the past. Like that's just ways to make us feel like we're either needing to play catch up or we falling behind or we did shit and sometimes we don't give ourselves the grace that we need or that we should because we deserve it. But damn, I was going somewhere else with this too. It ain't gonna be crazy long today or nothing. It was just like something I felt called to kind of talk about because that should be realer than we think. And again, nobody likes really being vulnerable nowadays. Not even nobody. I'm not even gonna speak that into existence. I'm just looking forward to a time where we are all more in tune with each other because I'm starting to align with a lot more like-minded individuals, which of course shows my progress in my own healing journey and X, Y, and Z because of the change of just a change of heart posture when it comes to the people that I collab with, even shit like that. Even with when it comes to like my content creation, like finding out what one works for me, figuring out how to I don't know, like kind of give credit to my little version of me that my inner child. Is that what it's? I don't know why my words ain't wording. Not too much. I just took the braids out. Eat a dick, nigga. The hair is still long. Damn. But oh yeah, let me just circle back real quick. Then we can chat it up about something else. I don't fucking know. Releasing it from your story about content creation. I've started to slowly find ways, and I heavy on the slowly. Everything I do is fucking slow because slow and steady we're in a race. So like, what? I'm not gonna rush this shit, and good things take time. Like that's all I can fucking do is fucking be patient. Cause shit, you rush the shit not even gonna feel genuine or authentic anyway. But when it came to my content creation or just finding myself or even shit, I was at like a model workshop type shit that we was at, and one of the questions I was asked to somebody, it wasn't me or nothing. Side note, shout out to them niggas. That workshop was fire. You need to go tap in. Today shit. They also models and shit. So shout out to them for just trying to, bring the community and have a purpose within something. So kudos to them. Um, yeah. But there was a question I was asked, and it was basically just asking like, where do you see yourself? I don't know if he said like, where do you see yourself coming up, or like what do you do now that you want to, just something along, just fuck it, just something along the lines of like, where do you see yourself, or like, who are you type of vibe question. And that kind of made me like start thinking. I love questions like that because of course, like, everybody knows their goal of where they want to be. Everybody knows how they want to look, all the wants. But like, we don't ever know who we are in a moment, or not never, but we often look over who we are in a moment because we're so fixated on the next thing, or doing more, or doing better, being better, acting better, whatever the fuck, instead of just basking in our newest moment of probably our walking manifestations that we're already sitting in. And like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, for so long I was only fixating or talking about who I was out of sort of resentment of my trauma, in a sense. Like that's how it got me to the point of, okay, now I done resented the people. Cool. Now how can I be the lighter hearted version of that? Because that's making my heart bitter and that's making my heart sour. Like how can I lighten my load on my shoulders to clear my conscience? Because yeah, I wasn't deserving of shit, but who's deserving of me treating people how they treated me? Like there's times I'll catch myself being who I resented. And that's not necessarily meaning that I am them, but it's meaning that I have things to work on. I have things that I haven't fully healed from the way that I thought I did. So pacing myself with that and just shit, give myself the grace. Like, yeah, I fuck up. I take accountability for sure. I could probably use some more here and there. We ain't gonna talk about that too much. But yeah, like just letting go and really like who I am now is a content creator. I am a fashion model. I am a all multifaceted, euphoric creator, creative, create her. What the fuck? I do everything. Like, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm even more proud because of how long it took me to get to that point, but also understanding that when people ask me now, I'm not gonna tell them my whole life story of how I started from the bottom. Now niggas is here because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't owe that shit to no one, and I don't need to have a shitty story and a shitty background to be able to be taken serious when it comes to my upbringings now. Because everybody now, of course, everybody see a young nigga popping like I'm doing my shit. Damn right, they're gonna see that because I see it, and that's the only reason that people see it is because I opened my own eyes up to my own potential and found myself outside of the trauma. I was able to break out of my box that I put myself in to release all the shit that was in the box. And now that my shit is fully in fruition, and I'm seeing the fruit of the seeds that I planted a long time ago. Now, of course, everybody's gonna see the fruit. Everybody gonna see the trees that when they already sprouted. Nobody sees the under the dirt. Like, you just have to think of that when you're so fixated on trying to prove to somebody that you bigger than what you went through, or like things like that. Like, you know your truth, and you will always know your truth. And the only person that is gonna know your truth is you. So if anything, all of that other shit is just yearning for outside validation. And granted, it does feel good. Of course, it feels great. We have humanly desires. It feels great to even just, not even on no like OD shit, but even just getting compliments, even being seen. That is something that is very foreign to me. Being seen in a positive light, I guess you could say, because oftentimes, because I was the biggest one speaking up, that ended up resulting in me being deemed in a more negative light. I always knew I wasn't a negative person. I knew I won't the bitch that I was pointing out to be, but because of me constantly having to go through those trials and tribulations, now I'm able to see how much even more I can respect myself, how much even more I see my light, because I've always seen me as a light worker, a healer, a lover, whatever the fuck you want to put a title on. I don't give a fuck about it. I'm me, and I don't need to label who the fuck I am, how I want to do it, because I'm ever changing. I'm ever evolving. And so are you. So are we. We are ever evolving because we don't just stop here. Like, this is not my stopping point. Yes, it's my highest version of self that I've been in my life of living so far. That does not mean that I ain't got more to go. My nigga, this shit is constant. That's why when you release from the want to make it to a certain point, stop making it based on material. Don't make it based on the 3D because that's what you're fixated on. Don't make it based on what people want you to be. Make it based on who you feel like you want to be. Who you feel like would make you be be who you feel would fulfill your inner child in a way that, or be the person that you always wanted in your life. Like, that's a easy way to kind of outsidely see how you would want to look as a person, and then from there take notes on what you think that person would do, and take it and utilize that to put it into your own life, because that's all we can fucking do is learn from each other. That's literally why we are supposed to all be different. And that's why I be saying, like, niggas be wanting to fit in and you're supposed to stand out. Like, niggas are put here to be individuals, to constantly make creative ideas and constantly collab. Everybody, especially out the beach, the 7-5 is so fucking shitty when it comes to collabing, because everybody wants just their own shit. Everybody will step on everybody to make it to the top, and then wonder why we are not evolving as one, or wonder why there's other communities that have more unification. Like, we are not as unified. United this dick. United States of what? Fuck out of here. Like, and oftentimes too, it just so happens you might not have awakened to that version of self just yet, because you're fixated on the matrix. Go deeper into it for your own time, or save, or wait, stay tuned for another podcast. But um yeah, like, once I actually woke the fuck up and released from what they're feeding us when it comes to schools, education, government, fuck, food, women's health, the list can literally fucking go on. Mental health, fuck it. Like, There's been so many things that are literally put against us, and then we wonder why we self-doubt so much, or we wonder why we can't figure shit out so fast, or why it's not, I don't know, why we don't feel so happy all the time, or you just see bitter motherfuckers. Like I used to be that bitter motherfucker that, like, if somebody pissed me off the wrong way, oh, okay, bet you're gonna feel it. Now, I hear to kill them with kindness. Like, that should be so weird, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm a raw ass bitch. I be a little disrespectful sometimes. I be working on it. But the times that I do be able to be that bigger person and just be like, okay, I'm gonna keep it cute, because you gonna feel like a shitty person if I'm nice as fuck to you and you rude as hell, or you being racist as fuck or shit like that. Because it's like, again, sorry y'all, the flyaways is bugging me. I feel like when we respond, or we feel attacked, that's the only time that we get defensive, and we feel like we need to defend ourselves, basically. Especially if you were raised in a household to where you didn't have nobody defending you. When you know your truth and somebody is contesting your truth, it is very easy to get out of character because you're defending your name and you don't play about you. Yeah, but you should not play about yourself so much that that doesn't phase you. That what they're saying is not going to get a rise out of you, solely because, again, you are standing in your truth. When you don't yearn for outside validation, whatever the fuck everybody else say don't fucking matter. And if everybody gave less fucks about the next person and more fucks about themselves, everybody would be so much happier and actually know themselves. When niggas ask people questions or actually hold conversations, people struggle with that because we, for one, not we, niggas be, because I'm not part of that. I can hold conversation. I like to articulate very well, if you haven't noticed, and I'm honestly growing with my articulation with this. But when it comes to convos, niggas ask introspective questions all the time, and I see it. Niggas don't know. Niggas don't even know what they like. Yes, you can know your favorite color, but baby, what part of your childhood affected you the most to where it changed your outlook on life? When you went through X, Y, and Z with your parents, how did it change the way you view relationships? Like, you have to find the negative and figure out the details of why it's causing you to view things negatively, because there is a positive to everything. The same way I could say it, I had a shitty father who won't shit. He taught me how to detach from a parent. He taught me how to detach and see them for who they were, so that I could see them as people instead of the title that I give them. Because back in the day, niggas was just energies. Not to say there wasn't a parental difference, but in the sense of, like, just fixating on the requirement of doing something solely based on the title that we were given. Like, okay, I was supposed to be a sister, I was supposed to be a daughter, X, Y, and Z. But if you are not treating me how I should, I'm not going to treat you as family, just because you're family. I've never been one to do that. And hey, everybody's gonna think their own shit. Some people are raised because they have a loving family that they don't play about their family. And granted, like, I don't play about my created family. Like, my loved ones, I create my own soul tribe. I don't think I'm restricted to blood. Like, the bloodline, your DNA changes anyways as you evolve, so it don't fucking matter. I'm changing my shit. But yeah, like, I was supposed to be that, and in some people's eyes, I am the villain, and that's a-okay. But you have to start being okay with being a villain in other niggas' stories, because you so fixated on trying to be everybody's hero that you was hurting yourself in your own fucking story, and you're the main character, my nigga. You're being a sidekick for niggas who, honestly, anybody around you who gives a fuck about you would never want you to go out of character to accommodate for them. And you should never want to, or you should never want to surround yourself with those kind of people. So shit, just really believe in your fucking self. Like, don't give a fuck what niggas think. Release from your trauma, or heal from it, and then release it. And by heal, I mean feel it. Feel the shit. Validate yourself. Validate your inner child the way that you deserve to be. The way that you would want somebody to come and tell you, like, you did not deserve to come. Go through that. Like, the same way I affirm y'all at the end of every video. Of course, one, that stems from me always wanting to be reassured that I wasn't necessarily doing the wrong thing all the time, because niggas was always quick to tell me how flawed I was, specifically my parents. Like, they was my biggest haters. However, I always wanted somebody to reassure me that I was doing enough, or I didn't have to be perfect or shit like that. So damn right, I will now be the alchemist to use that and show my biggest heart to y'all, to people, and continue to showcase that love and spread that love and unity, because maybe I'm touching niggas out there that it's triggering y'all to do better for yourself. And I mean that in the most endearing way, because fuck doing better for niggas. Fuck making it out for niggas. Like, nigga, make it for yourself, and then the rest of that shit will flow, because you will be so abundant and overfilled with abundance that you can literally pour that bitch into anybody. So just flow with the shit. Release or feel that shit, release and flow. That's literally all I fucking do is flow. Niggas be hitting me up so much more now about, kind of just seeing my ascension from the physical. And it warms my heart to know that, like, I'm not tripping, because obviously I know I'm doing my shit. But of course, it warms my heart to know that I'm building a community that supports me in a way I've never felt support. But yeah, it took 20 fucking years and some change, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took 20 plus. However, we made it. Like, fuck a timeline. Again, time is a fucking concept. And once you start working with shit, once you start working with love, the rest of that shit doesn't fucking matter. Honestly. So yeah, we just kind of gonna sum that up there, for real, for real. Just keep believing in yourself and pace yourself through this shit. Stop putting so many pinpoints on where you think you should be, and honestly, just kind of broaden or zoom out on your life sometimes. Like, we be so fixated and zoomed in on certain things that we miss out, or we're oblivious on all the good shit that be around us. Or just changing that, having that mentality perspective shift. Damn, perspective shift. We're just gonna say that. Going from, like, bro, I'm late as fuck to work. I'm grateful that I have a job. I'm fortunate enough to have a job to be late to. I'm fortunate enough to still have family members that piss me off. Like, I still got love for them, of course. Like, it's okay. Like, at the end of the day, like, yes, I don't connect with my family in ways that I used to wish I could. But in the same breath, like, I'm grateful that I was able to heal from the trauma that we went through. And I'm definitely, I have love for them, and I'm grateful that I'm alive to heal from that trauma. Like, some people don't make it to this point. I at times even didn't want to make it to this point, so I have even more endearing appreciation for trying for myself, solely because there was a point in time where I didn't try. I tried, but I didn't want to anymore. I was tired of trying. Like, I was drained. It wasn't an enjoyable life. Like, to know that I have now ascended to a version of self that doesn't result to self harm or shit like that, that is a big accomplishment that I will constantly each day appreciate myself for it. And so should you, because I know I ain't the only motherfucker out there. I just might be the only motherfucker putting this shit on the platform. And I'm okay with that. Because I promise you, there's more niggas like there out there that feel this way, but we don't have to. That's the thing. Like, feel it. We don't need a trauma bond. We can relate 100%, 1,000%. Let's talk, dig deep. Like, you have a conversation with me in real life, I promise you, I'm gonna ask you something. We're gonna get on the topic anyway, and I will be that listening ear for you. But if you're not a alchemy based person, the conversation definitely won't get far, because me personally, I'm going to figure out, for one, what made you feel certain ways. Why do you act the way you do, especially if you're a guarded up person? I'm going to first ask you a question to make you feel, or make you feel seen, one, but also to be insightful with you, so that I don't judge solely based off of the front. Because again, I've been judged solely based off of how I'm perceived. So why the fuck am I going to reciprocate what I dislike? And so, yeah, like, I am going to make you dive deeper within yourself. And if I feel like you are too much in your shadow, then that means that you just need more shadow work. And we probably won't align either, respectfully. But that's just because we're at different points, and that's okay. You should align with people that are where you're at mentally, because if not, you're either going to be making somebody feel less than, or you just, honestly, I like being around people who have more introspection than I do. For real, for real. That's just because I like to learn. Like, I'm very complex when it comes to my thinking, and I love that. Like, I love my complex mind, and I'm okay with that. I think people just don't know how to articulate it, but everybody mind's complex. Niggas just be trying to simplify shit because they don't feel like going through shit. But yeah, I kind of rambled for, but make sure y'all are healing, feeling, flowing, releasing, whatever the fuck. And yeah, I just want y'all to know, for real, like, this shit is not easy. Don't ever think that let me find the words. Affirmation time, side note. Don't ever think that you're not doing enough, or that you're not enough, because you've been enough, honestly, and wherever point you're at, you're supposed to be at that point for a reason. Sometimes we think that we should be further ahead because we have high goals for ourselves, but that's just our higher self giving us motivation to want more for ourselves. However, that does not mean that you need more. Um, Appreciate where you're at and give gratitude to yourself for getting you to this point. And shit, write down 3 things that you probably doing right now that you weren't doing last year that's better for you. Like, do shit like that so that you can validate yourself. You can acknowledge yourself in ways that you probably don't on a day to day. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. So, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I see you, nigga. I see you. You cool as fuck. Yeah. So know you're loved. I love you. If you haven't heard it today, you're amazing beings. Inside and out. Y'all are beautiful, divine, feminines and masculines. Keep pacing through life. Hydrate. Eat good food. And take care of your temple. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind, your heart. And just breathe. Pace it and know that you're gonna be okay. And if you don't feel like you're at that point of feeling okay and you feel like there's a form of suffocation, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, is it a material thing? And if so, ask yourself why the material has such a strong control over your emotions, or why you feel that you have to think from a lack when you lack in the material. Because just because you lack physically does not mean shit about the heart. Because that's the shit that's gonna get you through at the end of the day. So yeah, tune in, don't ever tune out. Thank you if you stayed this far. I hope something resonated. And if not, hopefully next time. And yeah. Peace, love, blessings. Bye.